Everybody, Brian here. In this video I want to show you this car here. This is 2020. This is a Honda Civic. It's 1.5 and it's a GT spec. So in my opinion, out of all the Civics, we'll say that came that generation 10, I think this is the nicest of the specs. It's got the aggressive looks on the outside and it's got nice things like heated seats and sunroof. Anyway, what we'll do is in the video we'll look around the features on the inside and the outside of the car. I'll go for a quick drive in the car.
Just information you want on the car. Brian's my name. 086-843-1945. Best thing to do is call, text, WhatsApp. I'll be able to give you information about the car or financing or trade-ins or whatever you want to know. Anyway, let's have a look around the car.
So like we were saying, 1.5, so this is the 180 horsepower VTEC turbo engine and GT, so there's going to be some nice stuff that's on the outside. I'll just show you some of the stuff that I like on the outside. So what I always loved in these was these really nice LED headlights. They were like LED on the full and the dip settings, so you see it has all these individual LEDs all the way along here, and then the indicator is a nice LED. Even the front fog light became a nice LED in through there, and I love the light washers in through here. When I was young, which is a million years ago, I always remember kind of upper class cars having xenon headlights and light washers as well. So again, look, a lot of people mightn't care about it, but I think it looks cool. I think these are cool. I'll show you what I mean by that in a while. Little extra black skirt in gloss black along there, so a normal Civic wouldn't have that. When you see one of these cars kind of driving behind you, like, they are a super distinctive looking shape. I like them. They're kind of wide looking, aggressive, and a little bit different to everything else you see on the road. Other things as well, you know, so like the whole nose of the car is black. Now, in fairness, a lot of Civics have that. That's not unusual, but the little extension makes it look nice. It's also got a gloss black skirt all the way down the side, which again, a little bit lower to the ground looking and more sporty, obviously, because that. There's no chrome around the window on the 1.5, which I think looks really well. So like on a red car, red and black go really well together. So this car has only two colours on it, black or red. There's great contrast. If you look at, say, the wheels, they're a nice diamond cut finish, so, but they're a dark finish, that's essentially. So see the way they're shiny and reflective, but like, they're quite nice under artificial light. There's a nice reflection of them, but when you're looking at them from here, they match up all the black that's around the car, which is on the front and down low on the sides and around the windows, and then the tinted privacy glass that's over here, and then similarly around on the back. Like, one of the things that's really cool on this 1.5 GT, so again, it has a lovely kind of symmetrical look on the rear. See the kind of shape of the letters, the C, and okay, now it's a backwards C, but it kind of, that is sort of a design feature that people might notice. In through here, it's got nice gloss black extensions, and you see the way, you know, the bumper shape along here goes into sort of focus on this really nice sports silencer exhaust. Now, in fairness, it's not loud, but there's a nice hum. So when you start one of these cars, it's really hard to get it across on the video, but when you start it, there's a nice hum off the car, so you know you're in something a bit special. The spoiler is color coded up top, but this along here is black gloss as well, and around here as well. So like I was saying to you, the same theme of black gloss all the way around the top and the bottom of the car. Look, do I go into too much detail looking at these things? Of course I do, but these are the things that make a car look pretty cool. And actually, those spoilers are functional. Air goes down there, comes off the back of the car in a more aerodynamic way than a normal car. One other thing you'll see on this car as well is it has this panoramic roof. So I've seen people wrapping cars in black, or sorry, wrapping the roof of a car in black before. I'm not a big fan of that idea, but I can see where people are coming from. But because this car is all the black all the way around it, the black kind of makes sense up there, and in this case it's not visual, it just happens to be like that. And then obviously that's a panoramic roof. We'll see when we get inside the car. Just for anyone that's worried or curious even about the exhaust note on the car, GT, this car is going to have a key fob instead of a normal lock and unlock key. It does the same things, but I suppose a couple of features on it. So locking the car, obviously you can lock the car or whatever, that's fine. The lights will automatically turn off after about 30 seconds, or then similarly then when you get back into the car. So we'll just wait for them lights to turn off. That is a cool looking car. So the lights will turn off any second now. So like we were saying, get back into the car, lights will come back on fine. If you want, you don't have to. And then similarly I can use that to open up the sunroof, open up the windows, or similarly then I can lock. So retract wing mirrors, retract sunroof, retract all the windows as well. In terms of, actually, I was going to drive just one sec. I want to show you the boot. The boot is ridiculous. We had 4 Honda Civics at home in a row, and the reason being we needed a big boot for buggies and stuff like that, and that is a massive boot. Like, lots of people buy things like Tucson and Sportage and all those kind of things. People really miss the point here, because sometimes people think they're getting into an SUV and they're getting loads of space. This boot is really good
because that parcel shelf is kind of flexible. Under here, as a 1.5, it has a slightly shallower boot than a diesel. So a diesel or a 1 litre petrol would have a slightly deeper boot underneath because of the exhaust. And the other thing then is on these, they're super flexible that way. By the way, this is a one owner car from new. Super low mileage in my opinion, so a real nice example. But anyway, like you're saying, massive load area. These are kind of niche. I remember over the years you had like the Type S in the previous model, and going back to the VTI years ago, which is the 160 horsepower double overhead cam one with the cam change. Anyway, that's kind of what this is. So there's VTIs and then there was Type S's, but again, these being 180 horsepower. But anyway, look, what I'm saying is there's always a kind of a bit of a following for the Type S's and VTIs and stuff. And I think this car is the same, but in the newer model that's come out, they won't really have kind of a warm hatch, for want of a better phrase, breed of Civic. So this is kind of the last of this sort of stuff. So if you ever wanted something like this, I think this is pretty much the end of the line. Tinted glass, fine. Legroom is decent back here. You know, there's bigger cars, of course there is, but you know, it's a 5-door hatchback car. It's definitely decent. Headroom's okay. And then when you look around the car, it's all black headlining, which is sporty. The light off. Storage. Again, this car, one owner. That car has seen very little use in the back seats, if I'm honest. Tweeter, speaker, brushed aluminium around there, brushed aluminium along there. Condition I'd be super happy with in the back. 3 headrests, 3-point safety belts. Like I said, we used one of these for a family car. Unfortunately, it was a 1 litre, which I don't mean there's nothing wrong with the 1 litre. I really wish we could have had a 1.5, but just the opportunity never came up. So they're always 1 litres. Lumbar support, height adjustable seat, rake reach steering, so it goes up and down and in and out. That turns white when I put the clutch on, and then it turns red when the car starts, and the camera is absolutely terrible. I can't pick it up, but anyway, that's what that is there. Aluminium pedals. Over here, parking sensors on and off, lane departure warning, collision mitigation. So basically the car tries to stop you. Basically you pull up behind something under 30 kilometers an hour and you don't hit the brakes, it's going to try and react. You can cover that if you want. It is a slide, or tilt and slide, so you can go up or you can go back. Armrest, drinks holders, USB, wireless charging, so place your phone there, it'll charge. Heated seats for the front, dual zone climate, so different temperatures on each side of the car, touch and swipe, fine. Reverse camera with parking sensors, but also cross monitor. If I touch that there, so you can see what's in the camera, but this actually looks for cars up this way and this way, kind of outside the visual field, and it'll give you a little bit of a warning as to something coming that's not visible on the camera. So that's kind of cool. Headlights automatic, so they come on themselves at night and they dip when they meet traffic. Wipers are automated over through there. This is all the safety stuff, so we'll say lane keep. So this one is to stop you drifting out of the lane, this one's to keep you dead center in the lane. The cruise control is adaptive, so you can basically follow the car in front. If they slow down, you slow down. Over here, one of my favorite things, it has obviously the trip meter for average speed and fuel efficiency and all that. But one of my favorite ones then is the boost gauge. So when you put your foot down, it shows you the level of boost pressure, which is, you know, makes it a more sporty drive in my opinion. After that then over to here, USB connectors and HDMI and all that stuff. Anyway, let's go for a quick drive. One other thing as well on these, you have this here, which is an adaptive suspension. So it stiffens it changes the dampers in the vehicle, so it makes obviously it changes how the shock moves up and down and makes it stiffer, which means you corner flatter, so higher speed cornering. Pretty cool. So I suppose what's great in a car like this, it drives like a normal civilized car, so it's nice and quiet. It's a nice cabin to be in. This one drives real good. The gearbox feels lovely, the clutch feels good, brakes feel good. We have serviced the car. We're actually going to change 4 tyres in the car as well, just to have it ready for sale. But it's a nice driving example. It's a bit cold smart, so the problem is, just to show you power wise, even if you see the traction control lights flashing there, when I try to put the power down, again you'll see even there, like you see the surge on the boost gauge, but you can see the traction control kicking in. It's not able to put the power down because it's just a little bit cold, a little bit damp. But there's lots of power, that's what's nice. But you know what's great, they're actually not hard on fuel, so you end up with a car that's frugal. It drives nice on a back road because there's independent suspension all around, so you know, it's a fun car to drive, but it's not a hard car to run. Servicing isn't too bad, fuel isn't too bad, road tax is okay, you know, but you get a fun car to drive. So like for example here, And again, just struggles to get the power down a little bit just because of the conditions this morning. But I think I've never had anyone come to drive one of these, you know, that wasn't happy with 180 horsepower in a car like this. It's fun, but it's still an easy car to run. One other thing actually I forgot to mention, so they have this blind spot indicator as well. See here, if someone drives up behind you in the wing mirror, it warns you as well, which is pretty nice. Well, actually, sorry, but that's a stupid explanation. When someone drives into your blind spot, it's warning you that someone's there. That's what I mean by that. In my opinion, they drive really, really well. This car was only serviced last night, actually. So probably one of the reasons it's not getting traction is it needs tyres. Like, they're about 3.5 mil, so they're probably 70% worn at this stage. So, and it's cold as well. Anyway, if somebody wants a really nice car, I think these are excellent value for money at the price point that they're at now. Because if you look at a new Civic, like, it's 50 grand. And you know, this car is 20 grand less than that. And like, look at the price of everything. Even try and get something. That's actually nearly the way we are at the moment. Like, so we sell Hyundai obviously as well, and some people have inquired about the i30N. It's 50 grand brand new. Obviously now that is a much faster car. You can't get one, like. And even if you look at like a 4 or 5 year old i30N, you're paying more than this. I know this is not the same, but it's 180 horsepower and it's decent on fuel and it's not hard to insure. I don't think these cars will depreciate very fast over the next while. Anyway, that's my big sales pitch. I like them. Brian's my name, 086 843 1945. Give us a call, text, WhatsApp if you want information about the car. Hope you like the car. Thanks for watching.